This is the second time we get to Detroit. This time we start on top of Adam's apartment building. But instead of riding the elevators down, we're going to grab this fire extinguisher and we're going to clip through this wall. So just line yourself up like this. You don't want to aim too far like this, because what can happen is you can get a soft lock where you clip yourself behind this light and then you need to reload. So you want to aim a little bit, basically just slightly off to the right. There's not really much I can say, you just kind of have to mess around with different angles. It's not straight on, then you won't clip at all, and it's not too far because otherwise you'll clip behind the light. So aim slightly straight on, and then clip yourself through the wall and just Icarus fall to the bottom. So this is that's the standard method for doing this clip and the method that I would recommend doing initially. There's actually a slightly faster way of doing it that I'm also going to show off, which I think is also a little bit cooler. So clip yourself with the fire extinguisher through the wall, but while you're doing it, strafe to the right, and then you end up on top of this. Now we're just out of bounds on top of this, and what we want to do is we want to grab the fire extinguisher and do the same thing that we did in Taiyong Medical and sweep it out of bounds. If we try and pull that too slowly, we'll get pushed back in bounds. If you do it quickly, you can just pull on top of this. And then edge yourself to right at the side of this and drop the fire extinguisher off. And as soon as you do, you want to walk out and stand on top of it. So you can see now that I'm actually on top of the fire extinguisher and just falling down with it. And now I'm at the bottom of the building. The reason this is slightly faster is, I mean, the fire extinguisher actually falls slightly slower than you do with Icarus, but we don't get the animation at the end where we have to recover from it, so it's actually slightly faster to ride the fire extinguisher down. And then you just leave the building. A large portion of this split is just kind of running around and knowing where to go, so if you just basically just pay attention to the routes I'm taking, the different lines I'm taking, where I'm jumping, where I'm not, that's how you're going to get through here as fast as possible. So just push these barrels out of the way, jump over here, but now we actually want this box with us, so grab this and start throwing this around. Make sure that you don't not hit these people, because you can actually piss them off. So just throw this around. This box is very unlikely to break, or it's very, very hard to break this box. So you can actually just throw into walls. So when I get to here, I just throw into this slightly angled fence, because then I'll go around the corner. And just throw up to this point. I jump onto here and throw the box over like this. Be careful not to hit the police officers, because they will kill you. Now get yourself up to this point. The way I personally line this up is like the box lining up against this pavement slab. But you can use whatever you want. You can aim down and you can use the side of the wall if you prefer. It's really up to you. Just clip like this. But one thing you want to be careful of with this clip is you don't want to hold backwards while you're doing it. Not for too long anyway. Hold backwards obviously until you reach the wall, but if you clip and then carry on holding backwards, you're going to fall off here and then you'll just fall into the void. So you don't want to do that. You want to clip into this wall and you'll be standing along this edge here, and that's where we want to be, because now we just want to walk around this barrier. You can see this giant riot barrier here. Just walk around it and then walk back in bounds. And this is where we want to be. Ignore like the weird teleporting and glitching out crowd there. We're not even really supposed to be here at all. But for some reason, these doors are actually active, so we can use these to enter Serif Industries. Now we're supposed to actually enter Serif Industries from a helicopter ride with Malik, so this game's actually going to teleport us to the helipad, despite the fact that we entered from the front door.
Super. Alors je suis censé faire quoi au juste?
Je sais pas. Il a dit que tu devrais appeler le patron.
Now we just need to go up to Serif's office. So just take the same route that we did earlier and ride the elevator up. Just skip this cutscene, and that's all we needed to do, so we can just take the elevator straight back down. One thing we want to do here though, is if you grabbed Cloak earlier in Picus, this is where you want to upgrade to Cloak 2, but seeing as I didn't, this is where I'm now going to go into my augmentation menu. I'm going to grab Cloak 1 and Cloak 2. But on top of that, what I'm going to do here, that I'm actually going to only explain in the next video, because it's only relevant in the next video. I'm going to press escape and go into options. I'm going to go to difficulty level, and I'm going to change it to give me a challenge. You want to be on either medium or hard, but I would very much recommend medium here. It makes something much more consistent in the next mission. But now we just run back outside, and we're going to go back to Malik, and that's the end of Detroit 2.
Le patron.
Just say ready, and that's it, we've done Detroit 2.